Hey there, trust someone as far as you can throw or see them. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, Supersize Your Business. And our idiom today is about trust, and we're talking about paradoxes in the annual challenge today. So our paradox today is people who can't trust can't be trusted. People who can't trust can't be trusted. And so to coincide with that, I selected to trust someone as far as you can throw them. Why? Because I like that expression. I've used that expression to describe people that I, of course, have profound mistrust of. I've definitely said, especially about people that I don't know or people that have burned me in the past, because guess what? If you're in business long enough, you're going to get burned by someone or something. It's almost inevitable because everyone isn't trustworthy. Everybody isn't above board. Everybody isn't who they say they are. And it's just a matter of time before we run across one of those, especially as we're growing and building and supersizing our business. So, can't trust so-and-so as far as I could throw him, or I wouldn't trust so-and-so Jane as far as I could throw her. I wouldn't trust Max out of my sight, whatever. I'm just making up names because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, because I do trust Jane and I do trust Max, but they're just the first names that popped into my head. So let's talk about 10 ways to build trust, because it's imperative if you want to build and grow and supersize your business that you have the ability to build trust with other people by presenting to them and proving to them that you are indeed trustworthy, as well as people need to prove to you that they're trustworthy. I think there's a saying that says something about, in God we trust, but keep gunpowder on hand or something, or in God we trust, but bring gunpowder or something. So obviously that is one that dates back to the 1800s, probably sooner than that. But this particular idiom, to not trust someone as far as you can throw them, comes from 1870. It dates to like the late 1800s, which means it was probably used before then, but became popular and was documented in 1870. So what are 10 ways that we can build trust? And I know we've talked about a lot of these things before, because they're things that are imperative to our ability to lead and grow our organization. Number one, we need to value long-term commitments, but also long-term relationships. We need to be willing to build lifelong value and lifelong customers in our organization if we really want to grow and supersize our business. Second, we need to be honest. Guess what? If you aren't honest, if you aren't trustworthy, people aren't going to trust you. And guess what? They shouldn't. If you're not honest and above board and forthright with people, they're certainly not going to be that way with you. We put out into the world what we want to get back. If you want to get honesty, get trust, get trustworthiness from other people, well, then you have to first be those things yourself. You have to be honest, trustworthy, and somebody that people can put their faith and trust in, which are key components of leadership. I don't know a single leader that's an actual leader, not somebody that has a position of power. You can think of a lot of examples of that here in America. People that have positions of power, but they are horrific leaders, and they should not be leading anyone because they can't even lead themselves, just from a dishonesty standpoint. Number three, honor your commitments. I just talked about this. If you don't do what you say you're going to do, if you don't follow through, if you don't meet the obligations that you agree to, then you're not very trustworthy and people aren't going to trust you. Four, admit when you're wrong. Make sure that, because we all make mistakes. Wouldn't it be awesome if we didn't ever make a mistake? But I guarantee I've made millions of mistakes in my life, and I'll probably make millions more depending on how long I stick around on the planet. But we have to admit when we're wrong and when we make a mistake. I've gotten a lot of practice with that one lately, dealing with my daughter. She's having her second granddaughter, my second granddaughter, her second daughter. And I definitely irritate her on occasion. And so I have to admit when I'm wrong, or when I say something wrong, or look at a situation in a way that I could look at it in a more positive way. 5, communicate effectively. We talked about communication all last month and the annual challenge, and that meant we had communication idioms every day in this group. And so I think we understand how imperative communication and continuing improving communication is for building and growing and supersizing our business. Number 6, be vulnerable. This is challenging for many of us. Others, open book, but for some people, it's almost impossible to be vulnerable and present a picture of who they really are versus the perfect version or what they assume to be the perfect version of themselves. So be vulnerable, again, be open, be honest. Number 7, be helpful. I say be helpful and be kind. Do the right thing. Be helpful and of service to the people that you're here to serve. From a customer standpoint, your employees, guess what? As the owner of a business, your entire job is to be helpful and serve the people you've brought into that business with you so that they can do their jobs better. That to me is the definition of a leader, a servant, and someone whose whole job is to make it possible for everyone else to do their job more efficiently, more effectively, etc. Make sure they have the resources and this training and the skills, mostly training, that they need in order to do what it is that we hired them for. Number 8, show people that you care. People don't care about you until they know how much you care about them. That is so true, and it applies in every relationship in our life, and especially when we're building and growing our businesses. Number 9, stand up for what's right. Do what's right, even if it's not popular. Do what's right, no matter what. Do the right thing. Be known as someone that does the right thing and stands up for what you believe in. And if you're not sure if it's right or not, check in with yourself, right? How does it make you feel? If it makes you feel at all yucky or icky or negative or bad, then it's not right for you, so don't touch it with a 10-foot pole and don't do it. But if you see some injustice in the world or something that's wrong and you know you have the ability to help, and even if you don't know you have the ability to help, it's still imperative that we stand up and say, hey, this isn't right. It isn't right that there's all these crazy things going on in the world. And when and where we can help, we need to be helpful and stand up for what's right. And finally, 10, be transparent. Be open and show people who you really are. Be clear in your communication. Be transparent in your communication. How you do things, how you make decisions, what your expectations are, how you can help people and how they can help you, etc. It's a great list. This is a really good list, I think, of ways to build trust. You can do them all at once, probably not, unless they're all inherent in your being and natural to who you are. But it's a great list to start chipping off on and making sure and asking yourself every day, do I value long-term relationships, or am I just trying to make a quick buck in my business? If it is so that you're just trying to make a quick buck and make sales as fast as you can, maybe that's okay to get started. But over the long run, you're going to want to build long-term relationships, lifelong customers. It's amazing to me how many businesses and how many people have no idea how much a customer is worth to them. And especially a customer that will do repeat business with you, or who will buy your different products and services as you roll them out and make new offerings. So, love this idiom. Love to know your experience with this particular idiom. Obviously, I'm not very big and I'm not very strong, so I can't throw people very far, but I am pretty trusting when it comes to trusting other people until they smack me in the head or I get burned. And I guess my intuition and my experience is getting better at just not even attracting people that aren't trustworthy anymore. All right, have an awesome day. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with another paradox-related idiom. I don't even know what it is tomorrow, but we'll figure it out. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow.